The Wayne Ayers Podcast. The Wayne Ayers Podcast. Woohoo! Time to wake your ass up for a blessed day.
What's up, everybody? We got a very, very special guest on this podcast episode. We got a dance hall pioneer, one of the greats of greats. Sean Paul is coming through. Sean Paul is coming through. Oh my goodness. It's about to be fun. I'm telling you. Hey. What's up? What's up?
What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Good, bro. I'm sitting up. How you, man?
Pretty good. Can't complain, man. Get to talk to one of the legends.
Big up, man.
I can't
Big up.
complain.
Blessings. Same way. All right. Let me just put this camera up right here.
You in the studio?
Yeah, my home studio.
Okay, dope. You making music right now?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
How does that work? You just be like, you wake up every morning and just make music? No, that's nice.
Yeah, bro.
How do you get a home studio?
Yeah, it is convenient at 2:00 in the night, but sometimes you don't get no rest. You see?
No, yeah, I feel it.
Yes, bro.
Well, thank you so much for even doing this. I appreciate you. You know, you're one of my favorites just ever.
Thank you. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah. How's everything been?
Been good. This year been one of these years where I'm doing a lot of collabs and also some of my own production.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of stuff in the reggaeton world. Starting to do a couple of things in the Afrobeat world more. Good stuff.
Yeah, I know you just did a song with Manuel. How did that even come about?
Well, last Christmas I went to Miami and I was just like, I want to do some more of these Latin collabs that I've been doing, but co-produce myself. So a lot of people came to the studio with me. Fade was one of them. Fade was earlier this year, was #1 on the Billboard playlists. Earlier in the summer, I did work with Farina as well. I did also work with Big Bad Karol G, Danny Ocean. So that's all the reggaeton side. And the Manuel song is the latest installment. It's really going on well. It's called Them Time There. So we named it after, with Jamaican patois, because they were trying to find a name. And I was like, Them Time There. I was like, oh, that's catchy. What does that mean? And basically, the song is a nostalgic song. It's about, romance and them type of vibe. They, suave for the girl them. So I was like, yo, it's just about them time that back in the day with me and her, or back in the day with my career, that kind of vibe. So we reflected that in the video as well. Big bad vibes, big bad artist. Big up to Manuel.
No, yeah, I love the video as well. I love the woman singing your lyrics and everything. I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, respect.
You also did another collab with Busta Rhymes lately, and T-Bang. But how does that even come about? I would never think I would hear those two on a track together. And
to me, the track itself sounded like like half, of the root of dancehall, which is like the old school dancehall, and half new to me. So a lot of tracks that I make is in that respect, because I always like to tie the root to what's going on now. And for me, when I did Summer Hot, it's about the ladies with the ever hot body. You know what I mean? When ladies say, I got my summer body ready, it's like, yeah, well, this one is just our next installment into that kind of vibe. So I was like, Busta Rhymes was a few years before me in the business. I controlled a lot in the 2000s, and Skilly Bang is now making his name for himself. So I was like, you know what? I think I need all of them three there to these three to bring off how this rhythm sounds. So big up to everybody else on the rhythm, like Bounty Killer, Busy Signal, Charlie Blacks, Ching Ching, the whole Dirty Rock camp. So in Jamaica, we produce, jugglings where it's like there's other people on the same track. And so, yeah, it was a good project for me this year. Good vibes.
Yeah. How do you feel about the current state of dancehall right now? I feel like it's about to have like a like just
Well,
going. Yeah, I just feel like because I feel like the legends are still here. They're still doing their thing, and then you got the young cast coming up, and then like now we're
yeah,
starting to see the legends and the young cast like working together. So I feel like it can only go up. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. For me, dancehall doesn't go nowhere in terms of it lives in our hearts, and so when it's probably not as popular as people thought from or experienced from years before, for us it's just this is the latest installment. It's our music, and we revere it in that respect. So we don't have a season for it. Like a lot of people in the States think, oh, it's the summer music, and I'm like, bro, it's the all-time music. You know what I mean? So um for me, yeah, I've been loving the progress in the business. I've been loving how the genre has inspired other artists from other genres to make stuff that's similar. I've been loving how the producers are really coming up and becoming more business minded. There's just a lot more players in the game, key players in the game who are making things happen right now. So big up to all the young guns that's doing it and all the veterans. For me, but dancehall has nowhere to go but up. We start from the root, and when you start from the root, there's nowhere else to go but up. For sure.
You also have a production company, Duty Rock Production. What were like some of your goals when you created the production company?
Dirty Rock was named after one of my most successful album, and so I named it that just for familiarity, and I've been working for quite some years doing production in the business quietly, like producing songs for other people, like Ching Ching. I produced his album in, I think it was 2017 or 18. We're presently doing some other projects for other people like Charlie Blacks and Busy Signal. So, we've been doing it for quite some time. Even before that, I was produced on my second album. My first album, yeah. Produced on my first album. And ever since I've been putting out little installments here and there. 2010 I did 2 rhythms. 2015 I did another rhythm. And so, we just picked up the steam in 2017 to try and help to impact the business. Dancehall made me a huge global superstar and somebody that people look up to, especially my genre. And so I thought to help to, partake in the history of the business and kind of steer it in a direction that I know that my elders taught me. You know what I mean? So that's it. I mean, I love producing and also love being an artist. So I'm balancing those two acts right now. That's it.
How's it like working with your brother? 'Cause I know he's involved too.
Yeah, my brother is a genius. You know what I mean? He's the one that keeps me really grounded. So big up Jig Aguilar. He's someone who, we shared the same room for a long time. Matter of fact, when the song "Give Me the Light" broke, we came off tour, and I had my girl, and he had his girl, and we was in the same room, and we was looking at each other like, this can't continue, bro. we gotta do something different right now. So, even though I was a big star at the time, I was still living in a house where it was my mom's house, and my brother was there, and he always had an opinion for my demo tapes before anybody knew me. And he always put some great input in. He's also a DJ for a sound system out here, and Copper Shot Sound System, who still they still back me up to today on stage. So it's an integral part of my career. He's helped me write songs like "Breathe" with Blue Cantrell and "Get Busy." That went to #1. So
he helped you like Get Busy?
Yeah, he's very the hook.
Okay.
He helped me write the hook. So a very instrumental part of Sean Paul's career. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, he doing his thing.
Yeah, man.
Can you tell us more about your foundation? 'Cause I know that's like a big thing for you right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I grew up in a country where, there's a lot of people that need help. And you can either turn a blind eye to it and live in a bubble. Uptown, I like to tell people it's like a bubble. A lot of people say, "Oh, you live in a dangerous country," and I'm like, I live in the bubble part. You know what I mean? It's like we don't get much affected by what's going on, which is to me wrong. I think we should all be affected, and so uh, for me, being a successful person, again, I just want to give back to the community. So especially during the pandemic, we did stuff before that. I've helped hospitals. I've done many different charity events for just people that I know, and things that needed to be done. But during the pandemic is when I stepped up to start to help kids with the school problem that we were having in terms of not being able to attend school. So we bought quite a few tablets, quite a number of tablets for kids that they could attend school online.
Nice.
And we made sure that the kids were responsible, that the household that they were in was able to help them take care of the tablet at first. So we picked out the kids that would benefit the most from it. Also, we gave to a lot of people who were in need at the time. A lot of people live hand to mouth in Jamaica, and so in terms of paycheck to paycheck, and so when the pandemic happened and we couldn't come outside, we couldn't do nothing. It really affected my psyche to know that there was sometimes, there's a household that's not bigger than this studio with 7 people living in there, and when everything's okay and work is on, everybody's at school and at work, they just come there to sleep. But when the pandemic is on and they have to stay in there, 7 people in the hot summer, I really took a great deal of empathy happened in my heart because of those things. So the foundation is there to help out in situations like what happened in the pandemic. And we're always looking to help. There's a school called Alpha Boys School who actually started a band back in the 60s and started ska music. And so it's a very historical school that teaches kids music as a foundation of what they teach. And so I'm kind of involved in helping them out just in day-to-day stuff. So yeah.
No, nice. Would you ever like want to build like a hospital or like have your own school?
Yo, you know what? I bought 3 kidney or 4 kidney machines, and it costs an arm and a leg, bro. So a whole hospital. I don't know about, what I mean? That's a lot. And so it really opened my eyes as to how much it takes to do, what they do. And so I understand when a third world country whose government struggles with just fixing the roads, how that must be to actually put put a good hospital in a place that people will need it. As it stands, we have a community that's right near to Kingston. It's called Portmore. It's basically a city in its own. There's 1 million people over there. They do not have a hospital. So to reach all the way to Kingston, which is probably a 45-minute drive or probably an hour during heavy traffic, is nuts. So yeah, I would definitely look into trying to help out more. But me myself cannot do a whole hospital. I'm telling you that from the 4 dialysis machines that I bought and donated. So yeah, it's just something that we're gonna have to keep on trying. There's a lot of hospitals that are in dire need right now in Jamaica. So yeah, I mean, my own father was in hospital 2018. He passed away, and he was in the best hospital, and it was deplorable conditions. It was awful. So, I definitely look to try and help out as much as I can.
Right. You also recently just had a Latin Billboard nomination. Like, how did that feel like when you found out the news about that?
That is awesome because in Spanish in school, my teacher's like, "You're gonna need this," and I was like, "Yeah." And I would sit there and I'd be like, "Yeah, I wouldn't get great grades is the point." And I was like, "I'm never gonna. When am I ever? I'm never gonna need it." And that was very short sighted of me. And So for me to be included in a prestigious awards like that, it's a powerful music right now. Yeah, they are very reminiscent of what dancehall does in terms of how it sounds. And while I would say, we help to spawn that genre, they're very important right now in the game of music. And to be included still after all these years in something that's, popping and trending and important is an awesome feeling. So big up to all my Latin fans and everybody who checks me out. You know what I mean? I try to make the pronunciations good, and I know that my teacher's probably laughing at me right now, like, yeah, boy, I told you. But you know what I mean? It's a thing. Yeah.
I know you're like very genre bending. Like I feel like you could just hop on any genre and just do your thing. Is there like
Yeah.
a genre that you haven't done yet that you want to do? 'Cause I could see you do like some Punjab like music.
Yo, they've mixed dancehall with that back in the day as well in the early 90s, and it sounded fresh, So there have been some people in the Bollywood sector that came around and asked me what's up. I haven't been able to do that yet. But yeah, for me, it's about the song, no matter the stature of the artist. It could be Beyonce, it could be Sasha. I mean, Sasha is a beautiful person, a great artist herself, but she wasn't as known as Beyonce, is what I'm trying to say. And so it's not about the person for me. It's about the song. It's about actually what that song is saying, how it makes me feel. And so, yeah, I'm, country and Western, I'm open to. There's a music called soca music from Trinidad, which as a kid, I didn't love it too much because I had 5 aunts, and they would always come around and when it played. And I was always like, I don't love this music so much. You know what I mean? It wasn't as street sounding as dancehall was or hardcore as dancehall was. But nowadays, my wife is a carnival queen. She goes every year to Trinidad, and I've gotten a lot more appreciation for it, and a lot of respect I have for the artists there. Big up to Machel Montana and everybody who's in that
Yeah,
realm. I
Patrice
did a song with him
Roberts.
a couple of years ago,
Yeah, all
and
the
I would definitely love to do more work with someone from Trinidad who's popping right now.
okay, though I like it. I can see you and Patrice Roberts doing a song.
Yeah, Shabbat. Shabbat.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
Come on.
I know your hit with Dua Lipa, No Lie, just reached 1 billion streams. How does it feel to still be doing like crazy numbers these days? Like that's crazy, like 1 billion streams.
Yeah, it's an awesome feeling, but also what was dope to me is that I kind of was ahead of the curve with her. When I met her, she only had 75,000 people on Instagram, and now I can't count how much people she got. It's the amount of number that's following her. So that made me feel proud. Like my ears are to the ground. I'm always trying to find someone who's breaking right now, and so that was an important thing to me. Sorry, that was an important thing to me when we did the song, and then it had I would say mild success during that year, 2017, 2018, especially in UK. It popped off for sure, but it didn't become that international song that it is today until a few years, a year and a half after, which is awesome and amazing to me. It proves that music nowadays still does have longevity, especially dancehall, because a lot of what we produce nowadays is considered, especially by the great dancehall producers and artists, is considered what can I say, disposable. It lasts a couple of months and then we're on to the next. And so for a song like this to really show it has quality and lasts the test of time, I'm giving thanks for it, man. Big up to Dua Lipa. She's sexy. You know what I mean?
No, I always say like if I had a record label and I had like young artists, I'd probably like, yo, you got to get a Sean Paul. No, because like you really be there like before everybody, like Rihanna break it off. What was that 2006? You were with Beyonce like early in her solo career.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like it's always Tia, like what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
multiple artists like that. I will always be like, hey, you gotta just get with Sean Paul Club, and
I appreciate that, man. Somebody promote this guy right now. Give him the top job. Whoa. See that? See that? Yeah.
Also, I always want to know, like, do you ever feel underrated? Cause like, of my life, I don't remember a year that we didn't have like a massive like Sean Paul song out, even if it's like a feature from your just a song, your song personally. Do you ever feel underrated? I feel like I don't know.
Appreciate that, man. I don't feel underrated. I feel, I feel great. That's it. I just feel great. I feel to do greatness. So, whatever anybody, people's attention span is very fickle right now. There's so much things coming at us. So I'm not really watching. And again, when I go back to looking at songs like Dua Lipa, songs with Dua Lipa, no lie, is a testament to, quality is gonna shine out. It's gonna make its way to the top. The oil's gonna rise. So I just feel to be great and not watch like being underrated or not being, hailed as this or that right now. I think I'm a man. I'm not a man of the moment, but I'm a monument man. I've proved that time and time again to myself. So yeah, I don't really watch what if people don't revere me right now, they're gonna soon.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
You see,
Oh, I know. I just spoke on Rihanna. Why wasn't there ever the "Break It Off" music video? I had to ask that.
man, we was talking about to do it, I had her on the phone be like, yo, this song is number 9 on the playlist on Billboard charts right now. Let's go. She's like, oh wow. And she was talking to a label and I was like, I'm gonna shoot the video. Let's do it together. Let's do it, without them. And literally a few weeks later, Umbrella came out. And
Oh,
she just went, and I was like, Rihanna, come back. You know what I'm saying? That was it. It was
no,
it.
yeah.
It
'Cause I
blew.
feel like I was like, that's a song that you guys had to have a music video like when it dropped. You know?
Yeah, I was looking for it, man. I was about to do that. And I think maybe there might have been a little hesitation on my part because usually labels did that stuff for me at the time. And I was like, yeah, she was like, let's do it ourselves. And I was like, yeah, for real. And I was about to do that. So from that situation, I learned, when you really feel it, press the gas, man, you go, because when Umbrella came out, it blew everything else out the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a hit song for her, and all of the focus on her career by her team on anything else stopped at that time. So it was just a bad timing in my opinion. But yeah, dope piece of collab, man, and one of my favorites that I ever did because back in those days it wasn't that a lot of people would come to Jamaica to work, and so when she did, I was really appreciative of that. You know what I mean?
Nice. That's nice.
But a lot of times I had to do it on the internet or I had to go to New York or Miami and do work with people there. But she came and she was a very I wouldn't say she was huge at the time, but she was a artist that was, her name was being called. She was a budding artist.
No, yeah. I know. Speaking of that, like, did you ever know like, hey, she's probably gonna be as big as she is now?
I never know who's gonna be huge. Like, I've worked with many different people. Sasha, thing there. I did a song with a young girl, Jordan, Patrice Jordan, right? That's her name. Yeah, Chuck. Yeah. Sometimes I forget, but yo, sometimes it's like you don't know what's gonna happen with it. You just believe in it, and with her, I definitely did see greatness, but for her to be the richest woman on earth beside Oprah right now is like, what? Little Riri? Like, I'm very proud of her.
No, yeah.
She's dope and awesome and represents the Caribbean amazingly. And so yeah, I'm it's awesome.
You had like you have an incredible career. You already know that, but like, how do you stay focused and like motivated? Like, because you got all these hits. Like, how do you still motivated? But hey, I gotta get like another one, or like, hey, I love this song. Let me just jump on it. Like, how do you stay motivated?
From the first time I had a first song play on the radio, the first reaction I had was, yeah, yo. And then 2 minutes after that, the next reaction I had was like, how am I gonna keep this up? Like I worried about it. I was like, yo, I gotta get another song that people's gonna react to like this because I love that feeling so much and also it was about self-expression and me wanting to be not known as a one-hit wonder and all of that. So, I mean, I don't know. The fire keeps blazing, man. I've not yet felt. There's times where I need a break, yeah, and there's times where I'm like, okay, for this month, I need to just chill. I need to stop because you can burn out, and I think that's been one of the methods I use. Or people ask me what the secret is. One of the methods I use is to lock off from the business sometimes, totally, just to be like, yo, I need the break. And that rejuvenates me and gives me, a recharge on a battery and to get back in the game. Younger artists inspire me, younger producers inspire me too, when they remind me of like, yo, that reminds me of when, this producer or that producer was coming up, his whole camp. That's awesome. That's dope. Or artists myself, that creative competition spawns, my like it fuels my fire. So yeah, I just remember that first feeling. I was like, yo, I got to do it. And so every now and then, I do take my breaks, but mostly I'm itching to write some new stuff. Like I'm promoting 3 or 4 different songs right now. The song with Manuel, the song I just did with Busta and Skilly Ben called Summer Hot. And then on Saturday, I just went on my live and did a brand new song, played a brand new song for everybody that I did last week in the studio. I just loved it that much. I want them to hear it. And, looking forward to dropping a new song in the new year. So it's like, I'm always on promotion. I'm always trying to get people to know some new work. And I'm very happy that people still love songs like Temperature and Get Busy and like Glue and Give Me the Light. But I also got new stuff that I'm ready to push at any point in time as well.
Oh, speaking of those songs, like I want to know, like when you made those, did you know, like, hey, they were like, I feel like some artists know they're gonna go. Like, did you know those were gonna go?
Bro, every song I do, I'm like, this gonna, yo. So yeah, when they don't happen, it does get me a little disappointed. But again, then that fuels my fire. But with Give Me the Light, man, honestly, I was hustling back in that time, and a brethren who's a producer called me and was like, yo, at that time you would take an advance, a small advance, because we had bills to pay, and mostly the songs didn't sell that much in order for you to receive royalties quick enough. So you take an advance. And I was like, okay, I charge $1,000. And he's like, I got $800, bro. And I was like, man, I see you later, bro. And I didn't go. And then about a week later, something happened to my car tire. And I picked up by the phone and said, yo, bro, you still got that $800? I'm coming for it. So I was just hustling. And I was driving to the studio. I knew the rhythm from before. And I was like, what am I going to sing on this? I said, just sing about what happened in the club last week in New York. Because every week I was on the road, like from Thursday to Sunday. So I'd be like Tuesday to Tuesday to Friday. Then I'd be at home in Kingston, and then I take a flight up. I do a show Friday night, Saturday night, come back Sunday. So I just spoke about what I was doing in the club in New York, busting bottles of Mo and looking at these beautiful ladies. You know what I mean?
I don't. One of my favorite records from you is "I'm Still in Love with You," and I feel like that's probably like your most, like your song that gets covered the most. Like, what do you feel about that when you see other artists covering that song?
Oh, that's awesome, because for me that was a testament to just the power of reggae still. When I was coming up, when I was growing up, reggae was the genre in Jamaica, and then dancehall came around, and it's been the most powerful genre or part of our culture since. And in the middle of dancehall being the thing, and I'm becoming the superstar, I wanted to pay homage to what brought me there, which was reggae. And it was already a hit song in the 70s. Big up to Alton Ellis, who wrote and produced it back then, and I always loved it. And so when it was presented to me by my I had an A&R at the time in VP Records, and he was like, yo, I think you should do this over. And I was like, you're dead on correct, bro. That's a hit. And I think it's gonna, if it doesn't break, it's gonna make me proud to just have it on the album at least. And so for it to last that long and become a hit, it went to, way down on the Billboard charts. Like I can't like it probably ended up at 12 on the Billboard charts. But for me to see reggae music be played on MTV and BT and have it on all these charts at the time that it was an awesome feat that we pulled off. You know what I mean? Because we hadn't seen reggae music on the Billboard charts, not reggae Billboard chart. I'm talking the Billboard, like go to number 12, since a group called Big Mountain did it with "Ooh Baby I Love You" in the early '90s, and that's reggae. It was more pop reggae, but like before that, the Bob Marley to me, when you say I'm underrated, I mean I'm glad that Time magazine finally came up and did what they did and made people turn around, a whole generation turn around and look at his work, because he was making Commodores fans like leave from Lionel Richie's like he was beating them at their own concert. You know what I mean? And that to me was a phenomenal thing to accomplish. And I think that whole genre or reggae music from that era not being represented on mainstream radio in America or mainstream Billboard charts throughout the years is a travesty. And so for me, for a song like I'm Still in Love to be reach where it reached and still be regarded and revered by a lot of people as a hit song is a dream come true. It's an awesome thing.
Okay. Do you have like a dance hall like Mount Rushmore, like your 4 favorite dance hall artists of all time?
Yo, that's crazy. So I do got my own top 4, which is for sure Supercat. Now every time I beat on a cypher at school, beat the school desk and I open my mouth to spit 2 lyrics, people was like, "Oh, you sound like Supercat." And so he's the first one in the business for me. And to me, that was a compliment. Someone who was a rude boy, and you looked at him as a general, but also as the ladies' suave dude. You know what I mean? So big up to Supercat. He's the first one up there. The next one is Shabba Ranks, someone with a voice that cannot be ignored. Someone who broke the charts at the time and put dancehall, in the international scene, and got a Grammy the first time that dancehall got a Grammy. When early years of dancehall in Jamaica, the elders were saying, "Oh, it's slackness music and it's not good and it'll never reach anywhere." And when Shabba did what he did, everybody, all the younger generation was like, "Yeah," you know what I mean? So yeah, Shabba is up there. Another artist that's up there for me is Papa San. Now, Papa San is known now as a Christian artist, but back in the day, the most potent MC to me. He was in the Guinness World Book Records of the Guinness Book of World Records as the person with the most lyrics in a song and the fastest kind of spitter. So he had fast lyrics, slow lyrics. He had songs that lasted for 5 minutes without hooks. He had songs that were just very easy to remember, that were funny. He had serious, more contemplative lyrics. To me, he was an all-around DJ. So big up to Papa San. And my last one is Major Lazer. Not Major Lazer. My bad. Major Worries is his name. Major Worries is an MC or a DJ from Jamaica who passed away. R.I.P. to him. And most of his stuff is on YouTube, and you will find him, just live footage of him actually spitting in a dance. Really, he's amazing, bro. He was ahead of his time, and so for me, those 4 is my Rushmore. Those 4 is who I base my whole style off of when I do create lyrics. Yes, Bunty Killer and Beanie Man is in there as well. But the main 4, I would say, is those who I mentioned at first.
Okay, I love it. I like it. You can't argue with those. So,
Yeah, man.
My last question for you today. I know, do you have like an album coming out soon? I know the last one dropped in 2022. Like, what could we expect in 2024?
Yeah, I really want to do that. I mean, I think that nowadays it's kind of hard being an artist who has been in the business so long to drop albums right now. Honestly, it is. I mean, for most people, the attention span, again, there's so much different things to take attention spans away. But I do have a big fan base, and they do want albums from me. So I'm looking forward to putting that out. Haven't named it yet. I'm working on material for it. Again, usually some of the stuff that you hear now will appear on the album. But there'll be brand new tracks on there as well.
Okay. Do you have like anybody that you could like have on there, like somebody that you want on there? That you
Not right now. The list, I'm looking at Coily Ray. I'm looking to see if I could work with maybe Chloe Bailey. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of throwing names out here right now because I haven't fully, checked that out. Actually, this week, Tyler is coming here, to
dope.
Jamaica.
Dope.
So I'm getting to meet her and go to work in the studio with her to do some stuff, and I'm looking forward to that, man. I've really been feeling her song even before she had the song, that hit song Water. I was following her on Instagram, and so I was looking forward to meeting her and work. You know what I mean? We'll see what comes out of it.
Oh yeah. One person I feel like that would be dope. A collab like that's a younger artist with you would be Ira Star. I feel like you two would be.
Yo, she bad. I follow her. I've DM'd her.
I feel like you two unite. I'd be like, yo, I feel like that's.
I appreciate that, man. I love one of the first time I heard Vibe Killer, I think is the name of the song. To me, the way she was spitting, it was more like a dancehall artist, but you could hear her African essence there. And it was such a blend of the both worlds for me. I loved it. And so I've DM'd her and she's like, thank you. And I'm like, yo, I'm ready to work whenever. So when she's ready, man, I'm on it.